Welcome to part 1 in this little series we're going to do on this Japanese maple. This is Acer Palmatum Dissectum Emerald Lace. I'm going to show you this tree in the next 2 or 3 weeks in the late autumn here. It's the 27th of October 2020 this morning. Now we are based in the northeast of England, the UK. In these past few weeks are getting very chilly, especially in the morning time. Now all the Japanese maples that are potted in the garden are completely bare and have been so for a week or two. There's a few of the ground Japanese maples which hold their leaves a lot longer. There's a couple of trees already that's in the ground have already lost their leaves. But these three at the bottom of the garden, Emerald Lace here, Uena Yama and Katsura at the back, hold the leaves a lot longer. Whether that's because they're in a little bit more shade as well by the overhead very large silver birch trees from next door. But anyway, this tree is just starting to take on some blushes of dark purpley red in the last week or so. Now the Katsura at the back there's it's kept its leaves in the few previous years till about the 25th of November. So I'm estimating we have at least 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of these trees with their leaves on before they drop. Now the Acer Emerald Lace here in previous years has been more of a red colour in the autumn. But in the past 2 or 3 years we've had some autumns where the colour's been literally really bright gold or really bright orange, and those colours are really nice. So it'll be interesting to see what colours we get this year. There's a couple of little leaves that are just starting to turn more colour than the rest of the darker green leaves. Lovely dark purple red, and there's a lovely leaf in here which is a mix of reds, dark and bright reds. Really pretty. Now the tree in late summer, early autumn puts out some long late growth into some of these outer branches, and you see some late summer growth which is this nice lime light green colour. Now this is just starting to die off, a little bit more sensitive the new leaves compared to the leaves that have been around all year. So these are the first to get hit by the cold and the wind. Now last year this tree put out a lot of upright growth which held upright until last winter, until the outer branching started to weep down earlier this year. But this year it seems to just be more weeping growth with a lovely light green which really stands out in the garden. Now this tree has been planted in the ground 5 years now. It was about 18 inches, 24 inches high by about 18 inches, wide. Now it's almost 2.5 to 3 foot high by about 6 foot at its widest now. And I'm planning on taking this tree and the Uena out to the left early next year and pot them up, because this corner is getting too crowded there now. So that's a little bit history on the tree, and although it was a very early spring this year and a long summer, a lot of trees in the garden were starting to turn their autumn colours back end of July, August. But come September everything seems to have really slowed down. And although it's November in a couple of days, these 3 trees are still holding their leaves. The Emerald Lace seems to be holding its leaves a lot better than the other 2. So this colour change will happen fairly quick. It's always an exciting time to see what colour this year this tree will display. It all depends on weather and various factors in the previous year. But anyway, that's enough talk and introduction into this series, and I'll update you in a few days or a week, depending on how quick this change happens. So I'll see you in the next part. Bye for now.